Hi everyone, today I'm going to share the music notation website that I use to arrange music. If you're new here, my name is Elizabeth and I run the blog lifefromtheviola.com where I share my favorite practice tips, general advice, and tech for musicians. So the music notation software that I use is called Noteflight. It's a browser-based music notation software where you can create your own scores, download others, and purchase sheet music that you can then arrange and transpose and sell on their platform, which is super interesting and I think it's a newer feature. I've been using this website since 2015 and I've always really enjoyed it and it suits my needs, so that's why I'm sharing it with you today. Let's go check out the website. So this is my Noteflight homepage. When you have an account and you log in, this is the page that it takes you to. So over on the left, we have a bunch of different places we can go. The first is all of your scores, which is the page that we're on now. Then you can see purchased scores. For me, that's just one. Scores shared with me, I don't have any. Favorites, dashboard, news, messages, and below that are collections, which you can make and I'll show later. Up at the top, we have the Noteflight icon. When you're in a score, this will actually pop out the whole way. Next, we have create. So if you want to create a score from scratch, you just click this button and it'll give you a few options. Next is my scores, which is where we are now. Next is community, where you can see scores that other people have created and made public. Then marketplace, which is where you can buy other scores and you can arrange them for other instruments and actually sell them on the website, which is super cool. Next, we have a search bar, help center, and then your profile picture, profile account, what's new, language options, and log out. So let's create a score. So I just clicked create. And you can choose the clef in a blank score, or you can import XML or MIDI files. Let's just start with treble clef. And here is your blank score. So there's my title, a subtitle if you want one, and I put in my name as the composer. So there are so many tutorial videos on YouTube for Noteflight. So if you want really specific tutorials on how to do everything on this website, I suggest checking those out. But there are lots of different options. You can show it in concert pitch or not if you're dealing with instruments that do that. You can view the parts or the whole score. You can change all the formatting and page setup. Edit features, changing the notes. But there's a whole guide to keyboard shortcuts, which is what I use, and I will link that in my blog post. So definitely go check that out if you're interested in making scores on Noteflight less time consuming, because it's very helpful. So let's say we want a different time signature. Just double click on the time signature and we can change it to whatever we want. So you can add more or less features in this top bar depending on what you use often and what you don't use. And if you just click on one of these, it adds it to the top. And then you can click it again and it removes it. So let's add a few notes. Sorry, I know, not very creative. But you can actually record yourself playing it. But the most helpful feature is the play button. I know it sounds kind of weird in 3/4, but whatever. You can add in dynamics with this button. So you have to select a note first. Mezzo forte, nice and boring. So make sure you're always saving. I've had some problems before with the website crashing, or if I forget to save before I go somewhere and then the change of Wi-Fi messes with it. So I try to save as often as I think about it. So again, I don't really want to go into a full in-depth tutorial on how to make a composition in Noteflight. I just wanted to show you some basics when starting from scratch. So clicking on the icon brings you to this nice little sidebar. let's go back to my scores. And you can see I have a lot of things because I've been using this since 2015, and I used it for many, many, many homework assignments throughout undergrad and grad school. And it was super helpful. I do have a premium account. I think you can use it for free too, but you have a limit as to how many scores you can have. So I like the premium version because there's no limit, and I can extract just parts instead of having only the score. There are a lot of features that are really worth it. So this is a score that I purchased. I already had the physical sheet music, but I realized that on Noteflight, if you buy it, you can arrange it and sell it like on their marketplace. So I thought that might be interesting because I wanted to arrange this for viola and bass for my duo anyway. So I figured this would be easier because I can just copy and paste instead of transcribing it or, looking at physical sheet music and inputting every single note. So basically I kept the piano part in here. This is a piano vocal guitar score. And then I added a viola line and a double bass line. Basically what I'm gonna do is copy and paste what I want into the viola part, and then I don't need these chords. I also don't need the finger number because it'll be different on viola. So I'm basically just going to copy and paste what I want into each part. And then when I'm done arranging everything the way I want it, I will go up to parts, piano, and then I'll click the trash button. Oh, but I didn't actually want to do that. Okay. So thankful for the undo button. Let's go over to community next. So you can join different groups. Not exactly sure how they work. It's probably like a forum kind of feature. There's one called Using Noteflight, so you can figure out exactly how to use it. And then we have all of these public scores that people have decided to share with the world. It sounds better on GarageBand. Let's take a look at Piano Man, but Renaissance instruments. By a salty cellist. I don't really want to play this in my YouTube video just in case I hit any copyright things. But you can view other people's scores, you can play it, and you can export it as well. Full score, individual parts, or both. That's because I do have a premium account. If you have a free account, then you'll probably only be able to export the PDF. Now let's take a look at Marketplace. So this is where you can buy digital sheet music just like any other kind of online platform. Oh look, it knows what I like now. That's nice. I had such a hard time finding Taylor Swift music on here. I searched her name and nothing came up, but then I combed through all of the pop music and finally I found one, and then that led me to finding others. It was really weird. But they have a lot of Disney music on here, which is nice if you're a teacher and you want to arrange something or you want to just change something, tweak it a little bit, and then send it to your student or something. But this is the really cool part. You can purchase music, adapt it however you'd like it, and then you can sell your arrangements on this website, which is super cool, and it's something that I'd like to look into and try. So again, they have a ton of Disney music. They have One Direction, Maroon 5. And all of these you can edit just like I was with Lover. You get it and immediately you're able to edit it however you want, which is super cool to have that ability after purchasing something, because I've never really seen that anywhere else, and I don't know if MuseScore does it. I've never really used MuseScore. I've only used it to view others' arrangements. I've never made my own arrangement on that website, so For all I know, they could be exactly the same, but I just think it's a super cool feature. So let's talk about collections. This is where you can organize a bunch of your scores. So I made one for my duo with my boyfriend. This is just music that we've arranged for weddings and fun, just for fun. Piano lesson materials, things I've reworked, transcribed. Viola lesson materials, and violin lesson materials. Let's look at their plans. So you can get Noteflight Basic for free. You have up to 10 scores, and you can purchase an unlimited number of scores. So you can rate music, purchase unlimited scores, share your scores publicly, print entire scores, create and listen on computers and mobile devices, import and export music XML and MIDI, connect with musicians, composers, and arrangers, and view and join groups. So premium is $7.95 a month, $49 a year, and $2.99 lifetime. Here you can create, purchase, and sell unlimited scores. So you get all of this plus an unlimited number of scores. You can sell your music, use all of the instruments, I guess like the MIDI sounds when you're playing back, print parts including transposition, record live audio into scores to hear during playback, so you can actually record and then have it play back along with the score, which is a super cool feature. Independent part formatting, so you can edit the formatting of each individual part and it won't really mess with the score. You can adjust the audio levels in reverb and playback, transcribe notation in real time from MIDI instruments, create and moderate up to 3 groups, privately share your scores, quick start scores from popular templates. You can organize your scores into collections, choose your font, and color and hide notes, symbols, and stabs. There's also Noteflight Learn. I don't know too much about this, but I think it's basically if you're a music teacher and you want something for all of your students and you as basically a whole group, and you can create lessons and worksheets and things like that, and it's more of like a collaborative kind of thing. Okay, so last thing, I will show you what it looks like on my iPad in case you don't have a computer or desktop and an iPad is what you'll be working with. So this is what the home page after logging in looks like on my iPad, very similar to the desktop version. There is no app for this, it is only browser based, so that's always kind of annoyed me, but I work with it. So normally on the iPad, the easiest way to input notes is with the on-screen keyboard. If you have a Bluetooth keyboard like me, you can use that to input the notes similarly to a desktop computer. I just typed in the letter that corresponds with the note name, and that input all of the notes. So I'm going to tap on an 8th note to the right of duration, and that changes the type of note that I'm writing in. Oh, there we go. So it's very similar to the desktop version. You just have to use your fingers instead of a mouse. Unless you have a Bluetooth mouse that you use with your iPad, then it's going to perform very, very similarly to the desktop version. I use Safari between my iPad and my laptop, so it's really the same. I used to use Chrome, and as far as I remember, Noteflight performed the same way. So there's no big difference in between the iPad version and the desktop version, just because they are both in the browser, so it's really going to look the same. The only difference is that this top bar on the iPad is a little larger than what it is on my laptop, and that's just an iPad versus laptop thing. So that's a basic overview of how I use Noteflight. There are many, many, many ways that you can use it, and there are many features that I probably don't even know about. But if you'd like a more in-depth tutorial of how I personally use it, feel free to let me know in the comments and I will make that video. For more information about how to use Noteflight, they have plenty of videos and blog posts on their site and here on YouTube showing you exactly how to use each function, and those are really, really informative. So I hope that gave you a good idea of what you can use with this website. I think it's a really, really great platform. Let me know if there is any more music-related tech or websites you would like me to take a look at and make a video on. I would love to check out more websites and pieces of tech. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. I post new videos every Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Thanks for watching.